We online? Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let the record show that everyone is present and we do have a quorum. I'd like to have an opening prayer. Could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and just say a little?
Yes. Mayor, I'm Mike Miller. I'm the Community Development Director for the City of Riverton. And I'm also the moderator at the Wind River Church, which is the little white church across from right off
Presbyterian Church.
The old Presbyterian Church here in town. And I wanted to, I've been communicating with Joel for a little while, with the mayor a little while about, he mentioned starting to open city council with prayer, and we do it in the city of Riverton, and we'd be more than happy to always help out here and just be a member of the community. And you guys are doing some great things here, and in our world, we get a lot done. So I just wanted to say this. Dear Lord, bless this meeting, bless the citizens of Shoshoni, and bless this council. Guide them to make choices to benefit the community in the best way they see fit. Give them the power to lead without fear, but lead out of kindness, wisdom, and mercy. Amen.
Amen. I appreciate you doing this for us, Mike. I was just down in Cheyenne, and they opened the Senate with prayer, and the preacher that was they'd given this sermon had a real good discussion about prayer and how Eli Beebe, originally from Shoshoni, is so important on what was prayer and what they were doing in the Senate and the House down there in Cheyenne. But it's very good to see our government open with prayer. I believe to keep between church and state, I personally believe is to keep the government out of the church, not the other way around. I sure appreciate you coming and starting a meeting, and thanks a lot, Mike. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And just to mention something, if you guys aren't aware, when Joel says that he was in Cheyenne, he was in every meeting that was there. When I go to the WHAM meeting, he was at the WHAM meeting. When we talk about FCAG, he's at FCAG. When we talk about the Senate, he's in the Senate, and then he's running over to the House side to hear him talk about the House. There's a lot of good work that gets done when stewards of public service are doing what's asked by their citizens. And so kind of the city of Riverton would like to extend something out to Joel and just say thank you for all the hard work you're doing. Little town of Shoshoni, one of the busiest mayors in the state, is from the little town of Shoshoni, and it's quite appreciated in the business for sure. So we'd like to extend that out to you as well, and make sure the citizens here know that they have somebody doing good work that they're elected to do. So it's appreciated.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
We approve the agenda.
Been approved by motion by Councilman Stiller to approve the agenda. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Councilwoman Hardkey. Is there any discussion? None being, all in favor say aye. Aye. Both the same. Motion passed, all in the affirmative. Communication from citizens, senior center. It came to talk about the visitor center. I do believe, please speak up and introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Jeannie Cronky, and I'm the Assistant Director of the Shoshoni Senior Center. The reason I'm coming before the Town Council today is for clarification about an idea that was discussed but not officially brought forward to a decision. While the library was closed, we had someone stop by the senior center and ask for directions to the visitor center. Since we had nowhere to send them, we floated the idea of the senior center being used as a visitor center. In many ways, we already function as a visitor center. We have people who stop by on their way through town, asking for use of the bathrooms, stretching their legs and just looking around the center. We've even had travel buses call ahead and ask if they could use the senior center as a rest stop, which we do throughout the summer. It's very nice, people going through from all over the country. We also have historical photos and other items on display around the senior center, as well as a collection of scrapbooks and other history already there. Lois Herp spent a lot of time. If you look in the East Room in the senior center, in the library in there, she has the history of Shoshoni on the walls there. And then most of our scrapbooks go back to the 1930s and 40s. It's pretty amazing over there what we've collected. We would be willing to take on the title of visitor center, but we are not vested in the idea or actively trying to get it. We have no intention of changing our hours or how we operate, beyond putting up a sign and having more brochures and information available. If the library or town hall generally has any interest at all in the continuing to be the visitor center, we fully support that. We are currently working on updating our exterior signage, so we simply need to know whether we should put up visitor center on the sign or not. Town hall seemed amenable to the idea when we first suggested it, but that may no longer be the case. Since the idea has been discussed, we thought we would bring it before the council for consideration and official decision.
Yeah, we've had some discussion. I believe it definitely has merit. And I don't know if there's ways to able to enhance them through there's ways even to hire seniors and stuff like that to increase the hours. You are open on Sunday, not Saturday.
On Sunday, yep. The only day we're closed right now is Saturday, and we're actually the only senior center in this area that's open on Sunday.
And everybody loves the food. Riverton comes over.
Yeah.
A lot of people from Riverton, and they talk so much about how, good comments from all of the counties about the great job everybody's doing down there.
We appreciate it. We really do.
Yeah, it's good. I said 3 years ago, before COVID, there was a couple of young ladies from New York State came in looking for the malt shop because their parents told them when they come to Wyoming, they had to go through Shoshoni and get a malt. So they came to the senior center looking for the malt shop, and we had to give them the sad news it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But it definitely, I think, has some merit. And when are you going to build your sign? Do we have a couple of weeks to talk this about and figure out?
Absolutely.
Exactly what
and that was a big concern, is because the new signage outside, we're going to have it, all the signage is being replaced outside. Right. So on that main sign where it says Shoshoni Senior Center, what we have is the option to put one of the little spaces as visitor center, but we don't want to waste time, resources, and money if that's not.
Yep. Might have been able to get some money for you out of the visitors council for something like that, actually.
Okay.
But that they only meet once every 2 months, so it's next month where they have the next meeting. And I don't know if I could arrange anything before that meeting, probably can't, but there might be a chance. I don't know.
Well, and that's where we do have it arranged, where we have the funding for the signage.
Sure.
We just didn't want to, put visitor center up there and then, no, never mind.
Yeah, you got the finances all figured out. We just give you the okay. What does the council think?
Well, what about using economic development for an assistant?
Possibly.
I mean, I can see them, I don't know how if they're hire more people or not, but it would be able to say, hey, we're bringing more people in and for this purpose, they'd have more information in the community. I'd look at economic development money instead of if you can't get that visitor money from the county.
Yeah, yeah, I think there's possibles to help funding, but they're saying they don't need it. But I'm saying that I think we have
right, and we appreciate that because the senior center, we are the senior center, but we almost feel like a community center.
Well, no.
And that's where we have everybody stop in, and we're trying to put the word out there that yes, it's a senior center, but everyone's welcome, not just seniors. And we're actually seeing younger, because it's been harder to draw our younger seniors in there. They're like, but we do offer activities every single day except for Saturday, and it's pretty, well, a lot of you come in all the time, so you know.
No, it's a great facility. And
I move that we designate the Shoshoni Senior Center as the Shoshoni's Visitor Center.
Second,
been moved and second, and been moved by Councilman Stetler, second by Councilman Zan, and we designate the Shoshoni Senior Center as the Shoshoni Visitor Center.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're
Any further
excited.
discussion?
And hopefully we can find, maybe that would open some doors for fundings to help extend hours, but.
Yeah, I'd like to try to find maybe some ways for it to open longer. That's my only reservation about it at all. Is trying.
Well, town hall isn't open on Saturdays and Sundays either.
No, but it is open longer hours during the day.
Well, that's true, but.
But that was my only concern. And if we were gonna open town hall on the weekend, it was gonna be the same thing. We was gonna have to, there is. Their senior funding right now available. It only pays minimum wage, but they'll pay 100% of the wage,
Okay,
100% of the wage. To do something like that, and there may be some seniors that would be willing to man the senior center.
mhm.
I think they did something similar, maybe in Riverton, they were doing something, but anyway, I think there may be. If the senior center was, open to being open longer and stuff, there may be ways to do that. And
Okay,
that was the only thing, that was what I was
We could get the
gonna try.
funding.
I was trying to be able to figure out ways to help them. I just haven't had enough time to dig into that.
If this passes, that would resolve the signing issue, ain't it?
Signage, then we could then try to figure out how to keep it open. And
Implement
I'm
it,
assuming
and-
if we can find people, you would be. open to that
Absolutely.
idea.
as you're saying that, I can think of a couple seniors in my mind already,
Right,
so.
so if we wanted to open a Saturday in the summer, something like that, that could possibly be a possibility.
Yeah, that is something we would have to discuss with the other staff and the board, of course.
Okay, that
Yeah.
was my only,
Right.
thing. I thought I'd like to see it open more. And we could help them do that. That was what I would.
Sounds like.
Yeah, our regular hours right now, we're open from 8 to 3 every day, and then Sundays 10 to 1:30, but we're usually there till 2 or 3.
That was my only reservation, to try to figure out if they were
Right.
open to open it longer. I know we could do it pretty easily at town hall and over the weekends. If we had
Yeah.
some people interested in doing that, but I think the senior center is a better place for it. Personally,
That's where
myself,
all the knowledge of the town is.
and what
be honest.
and it's a bigger building, and they have what they have in there, I think it's a better place.
Yeah.
That was my only reservation, trying to
Was
get
the
it
hours.
open more. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye, pose the same, motion passed, all in the affirmative. Thank
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing this up, I'm glad I thought of that.
Thank you, Joel.
Anyway, great idea. The consent agenda. Can I have a motion? Do you want to split it out into 2 parts? If not, can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Been moved by Councilman Zent, second by Councilman Stetler to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any further discussion?
I need to abstain on the vote on the bills on check number 225445 and 22463 because they're made up to me.
Okay, there may be a check made out to me also.
I need to abstain from check number 22-452. Made out to Hopper Disposal.
In that case.
Well, we need to do these one at a time because we wouldn't have a quorum.
Yeah, in that case, can we just strike those ones and then vote on them separately?
Yes,
Okay,
So we'll remove all those
Yeah.
Remove the following ones would be,
22,445,
And 22,463.
22,452.
in order, 22,445, 22,452, copper disposal.
We could just remove just one, the other two abstain, pass everything but those two, and then
However you want to do it.
Either way would work.
So if you just want to,
Whose do you want to remove mine?
yeah,
Okay, remove mine.
so that would be check number 22466.
Okay. So Mike, Councilman Demick and Councilman Zent abstain. Or remove themselves from the vote because they have checks issued to them.
Go to you.
Well, we're
They
gonna
remove-
remove just his.
they remove
so you
mine.
abstain.
We'll vote on mine
Okay.
singly.
Fine.
So all in favor, say aye. Aye.
oh, you're supposed to.
Oh, no, yours was I'm on this. I'm okay here. Oppose? Motion passed on the affirmative.
Move that we also pay check number 22466.
Can I have a
Second
second?
it.
Been moved by Councilman Stetler, second by Councilwoman Hardkey, that we vote on check made out to Mayor Highsmith. Don't know the
It's
number.
2244.
22466.
2466. I'll abstain from the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed the same. Motion passed. All in the affirmative. Mayor Highsmith abstained from the vote. Public hearing none, ordinance none. Appearances by citizen, public presentation, SRO Officer Cody Myers retirement.
Well, thank you for council for allowing me this opportunity to present for Cody Myers' retirement. I did think about having a prepared statement. But for one, I didn't want to over embellish on that and cause an inflated ego for Officer Myers. For two, I don't think that this would be a quick council meeting if I went over everything that Cody Myers has accomplished in his career. And number three, I think that it's more genuine just to fling it from the hip, as I so often do. So I just want to inform the council that Cody Myers, over his career, he did take I consider a chance on Shoshoni when he left Riverton just over 4 years ago. Billy took a chance on me, and I can honestly say that Cody Myers is one of the most respected individuals that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. I can't say enough about his integrity, his commitment, and the things that he has done in one of I consider the most important jobs that we could have in law enforcement is educating and dealing with the youth, the future leaders of tomorrow, on a daily basis over 19 years. And with that, I did recommend a presentation of a award, final award as it would be for Officer Myers, which would be our Distinguished Service Medal. The Distinguished Service Medal shall be presented to any sworn officer when any one unusual or unique or dangerous incident or series of events demonstrates an unusually high degree of intelligence, courage, fortitude, skill, or tenacity on the part of the recipient. And such actions were above and beyond the call of duty. Also, the Distinguished Service Medal is awarded to any officer who, while serving in any capacity with the Shoshone Police Department, has distinguished themselves by exceptionally meritorious service to the citizens and community in a duty of great responsibility. And as I said, I don't think there's any greater responsibility that he or anybody could serve in law enforcement than that of the citizens and the youth of this community. With that, Officer Myers, could you please stand? Now, this citation, I can only put so much into. So I can't be specific and I can't notate every single thing that he has accomplished throughout his career. But for his Distinguished Service Medal on recommendation, SRO Myers began his career in law enforcement in 2005 with the Riverton Police Department, and shortly thereafter began his initial assignment as a school resource officer. During his time serving the students of Riverton, Cody displayed a willingness to go above and beyond his required duties. Cody fostered lifelong relationships, memories, and instilled life-changing values and morals in many of the students he has taught. Always optimistic, compassionate, but steadfast, Cody instituted a learning environment for students which set the standard of expectation amongst school resource officers across the state of Wyoming. His continued desire to instill in students basic values, respect, and morals was fully demonstrated by his ongoing participation and involvement with Camp Postcard, a summer youth camp which has left a positive imprint on every student he had the pleasure of not only instructing, but also demonstrating respect, discipline, and integrity through his own actions. Cody has raised the bar and through his distinguished service has elevated what it means to be a school resource officer. His selfless service and dedication to the protection, education, and well-being of students over 19 years of service will be greatly missed. His distinguished service to the community and students reflects great credit upon himself, School District number 24, and the Shoshoni Police Department, given this day of February 27, 2024. However, before I present this, I must also note that being a police officer entails sacrifices not only of the officer, but of the family in which they're a part of. If I could get his wife, Crystal, to please approach. It would be my honor to present this to Cody, but on behalf of Cody, I present this to you. Presentation to Cody. Thank you for your sacrifice over the years. And you can pin it on him. He's military, so you can just.
Now, when he's at home, it has to be completely straight, so if it's crooked, I don't know, I might hear about it.
I get the police department to come up for one final photo with Officer Myers. Got steps to let us stand up. Chairs. Yeah, I wouldn't. People must go, guys. You're just one officer, but you're working at college.
Okay, there we go. Oh, that'll be good.
To the council, thank you guys. Not having an SRO program over here. It takes the right fit for sure. And the city council and I'm hoping that it will continue. I know that talking to the school district, they definitely want to do the right way, get the right person in here, not just put somebody in there for that. And it was a hard decision. Chuck Carr was supposed to wait a couple more years before he retired from college. So I've accepted a position over there as camp security director at CWC. So a lot of mixed emotions for sure. But it's like that circle is being completed, right? I've worked with elementary kids and middle school and high school kids and coaching, and now I get to go up to the college, and even up there the other day, there was some middle school kids I used to have, now they're going to college, so it's like that cycle's been completed, so. I'd like to thank you guys for your support as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin.
Sad to see you go, but congratulations to you.
Cody? Last thing, there you go. Break it? Oh, I broke it.
We might be inverted then.
Yes, Cody will surely be missed at school.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Council. Next meeting.
Unfinished business, and that next. I don't know with the BLM. They gave me some numbers. I think I transposed the numbers because the one number would not, really did not compute. I haven't got a clarification on that, but by looking at the numbers, would have been near the $200 a month. It's so much an acre and so much a cow-calf unit. Cow-calf unit equals one horse or one bull or cow-calf. That's how they describe the rental agreement. Does the council want to wait for further clarification to make sure the numbers match or go with?
I was under the impression we were going to look at a longer term.
Yeah, we were gonna go
Yeah,
to maybe a 5-year lease, I think. Was
3 or 5 years. I don't know what it
Yeah.
was, but
Minimum 3, but 3 to 5 year lease.
I have no problem just keeping this on the back burner until get the information.
Okay, to get clarification on the BLM, but the numbers I wrote down just did not. But if I transpose the numbers, and I sometimes do that, then they kind of made sense, but. Okay,
So I move we continue to table the leases for Herps, GK Enterprises and Jake Stetler.
I'll second it.
been moved by Councilman Zent, second by Councilman Hartke, that we table the 2 leases till I get clarification on the numbers from the Bureau of Land Management. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose the same. Noted Councilman Stetler abstained from voting.
I was just gonna say that, noticed I abstained.
And like I said, they gave me the numbers and it just didn't make sense. So, I inadvertently did, but I haven't got a response from them. The lady that runs that has really, really been busy. Anyway. Public Works, would you please give us a report, please?
Good evening, Mayor Heisman, council members, Marshall. On February 17th, we had a main water line that feeds the tank from well number 2, 5, and 6 rupture. This occurred around 11 p.m. Saturday night. Mike was able to isolate the line and got well number 4 back online to fill the tank. The tank, it wasn't completely drained. It still had a little bit over a foot or so of water. At no time did we have any negative pressure in the lines, the distribution system. Some areas may have experienced low water pressure, but they still had a little bit of water coming up. So with that, we didn't have to issue a boil order. We didn't fall below the 20 psi. Sunday morning, Mike checked the chlorine residuals in the distribution system. He got a 0.6 for pre-residual and 0.8 for the total residual. So we had adequate chlorine in our distribution system at that time. And by that time, when he did all of that checking, we're up to 4 foot of water in the tank. 1 foot of water is equal to 25,578 gallons. While Mike was trying to locate that break in the pipe that night, he unknowingly drove over the area where the ground underneath was washed out, and he drove on what was on top was these 6 to 8 inch frost, and there was nothing underneath. All the trucks of the truck fell in that hole. And the driver's side stopped it from going all the way in. He landed against the bank, sitting at about a 45-degree angle. So before we could start any repair to that damaged water line, we had to get that Chevy out of the way. I tried lifting it with the Mini-X, but that didn't work. Joel eventually had to call in 2 wreckers to get the truck out of that hole.
Yeah, they tried that also with the dump truck.
Oh yeah, Mike and Andrew tried.
Dump truck and a
used his
pickup.
truck and Mike used the dump truck, but couldn't. It was stuck in that hole pretty good. They towed that truck to Fremont Motors. To replace that section of pipe that split almost the whole full 20-foot length. There was maybe about 4 or 5 foot that wasn't split. We replaced all of that. But that was difficult. We had 2 electrical lines inside the trench that were on either side of the pipe, and the bucket on the Mini-X couldn't get between them two, where I could clean it out, maybe a couple, 3 inches above the pipe. So we had to do a lot of hand digging, Mike and I. We dug out most of it to expose the pipe. We dug it by hand, and because I couldn't dig on the side of the pipe either because of the rock layer. It's in the trench with the rock walls. That pipe, they're basically sitting. And some of them was sitting on a pretty good sized rock, and it will move. There's had a lot of stress on the pipe. So I'm thinking with the freeze and thaw effect that the ground moved. There was no movement for that pipe anywhere. So it just broke. And that seems to be what's been happening from what I see up there. It's just gradually going up towards well number 6. So that pipe's been in the ground for a pretty good period of time. They only have like a life expectancy of 25 to 50 years. And they start getting brittle over time. So these pipes have been in there, I figured about, from what I read is maybe 40 years. So pipe is getting old, and as where it started from was below the tanks, and it's working its way west towards well number 6. Anyways, we got all of that exposed, and we replaced that pipe, checked for leaks, pressured up that line again, and there was no leak, so we covered back to it. I bedded it in sand. We dug out most of those rocks that were on the bottom, Mike and I, to get them out of there. Jim Gores, he showed up while we were there. He took some pictures, asked a few questions about well number 6 and well number 5. The well number 6 hasn't even been online. We have that isolated from our main line. Because the wells, the pump and motor are not even in the casing. Has been out since September, since Gores have been messing with it. And number 5, it hasn't, since I've been here, it hasn't ran. When I got here, I had an electrician check it out, and the transformer on the pole was out. So we had the electric company at Rocky Mountain come out and replace that. After he replaced that, Mike and I were going to flush that line. We went back up there to energize the line, power it back up. But as soon as I turned on the power at the box, the main box, it blew out the VFD. So that's where that was at. I haven't done nothing with it since, being that we're going to rehab everything. So, because I don't know how much it would cost to repair it to even get it back online. Getting a new VFD in there and trying to find out why it blew. I don't know if it's caused from that transformer going out, if it got hit by lightning. I have no idea. So it's basically those two haven't been running for a while. And so James Gord was saying that that number 5 gets the gas too. So, but I don't think so. I mean, it's shattered to me.
Have we ever proven there's gas? Or was that always just a theory?
They said they detected gas in the samples they took, but they were never ever able to lower the hydrostatic pressure, lower the water level low enough to have it come in when they want to test. But they did some water samples, and they did say they had gas. They picked some up, but they wanted the idea was to lower the pressure down that would allow the gas come in. And then the idea was if they could see what part of the well the gas was coming in, it's on the screen, and then pack that off and try to eliminate for the section where the gas is and still be able to utilize the well. That was what they said, but you got to lower the well enough to do that. I don't think they ever did that for sure. But this Mike note brought to me when he came out, and we was talking Sunday, and there was also Offshore O'Neill and myself went out there with Mike and worked together on switching valves and getting things done and rescuing Mike after he fell in the I'm lucky. I almost went down. I was ahead of Mike, and that Offshore O'Neill and I were both ahead of Mike, and Mike went down the other road, and I would have done the same thing. I'd have been in my wife's car, matter of fact, because my grandson had my pickup, so I wouldn't have been very popular at home. I'd have drove that thing and it just fell in. But yeah, rescued Mike out of that. But Mike came to me and he said, if you look at the progression, it breaks and they fix it, then down a little further, breaks again, they fix it, go down a little further, breaks again. It continues to travel north 12 towards well 6 after repaired that. But I know early on, the first break, it showed the pipe, well, laying on bedrock, on sand, no bedding at all. And that's been, we've maintained, and that was, Buddy maintained that also. We had concerns that it was not bedded properly, and I've been concerned about that, and it's always happened in the spring. It happened in the March before, this is February, we had all that warm weather, like March type weather. And I don't know if that doesn't have something to do with it, maybe more so than the gas. That was my thoughts. It's, but they said there was gas in it that could cause that. And I'm no engineer, but that's what it looked like to me. I did look like improper bedding, and that pipe resting, and it's getting older. Resting on with not the proper bedding on rocks and on bedrock. And if there's any movement, there's no give in it, and it's just not good. I don't know. It's I talked to James Gores, and he said that possibly that line may need, he didn't dismiss the gas, but he said that line may need to all be replaced and look at different options. He did not dismiss the gas, but the wells that they thought the gas were causing this was not, neither one of them online. Just well 2. So he said, well, maybe well 2's got gas, but I don't know, I'm not an engineer. But I don't know, but that's but he was going to reach out to his partner, when he hired, when he teamed up with Wetstein, John Wetstein, who's out of Laramie. He was, I think, anyway, his reputation, he's definitely one of the most well-known hydrologists in the state of Wyoming. I've known him, associated with him back near 30 years ago, and when I was working for Berg Miller 20-some years ago. He was, but anyway, so I don't know. But I don't like, here we got another one not proper bedded.
I'm not a hydrologist or an engineer, but it seems like maybe we ought to look at what we're gonna have to do to replace that line.
Yeah, so we're still in our level 2. So it's looking at the problem. So that's still, and they still got quite a bit of budget left in that. We're in that level 2, but I think this shines new light possibly on that, and Jim acknowledged that. So I don't know what's next, but he was going to talk with the state about and bring them up to speed on what they found. And because I called Gores and Associate Monday morning and asked him to come and and told him what happened, asked him to come and take a look at it. But Mike, I want to really thank the crew, because they work, hours and hours, day and night out there getting water to the town, and reacted quickly to prevent having another boil order. We came real close to having that. And that's part of, we get our new SCADA system in, I can even set up all the councilmen if they want that, but I would have got a warning, and Public Works would all got a warning, and maybe the chief, I don't know, but would all got a message, and then being able to pull on your smartphone and even look at the gauges and see what's going on this new system we're going to get. And that was part of our sales pitch to the state when I went down there and saying, this is not a want, we really need this, because we do not have the staff 24/7 to have somebody on duty to watch that. And so with this new SCADA system we're going to get, we would get a warning, multiple get a warning. And then I would also, if we have a warning system set up with Chris, our chief, has set it up, if people sign up, if there's anything, we went to a boil order, we could have put out a warning to everybody that's signed up for it. I am that there is, and that's not only for boiler, it could be for fires, hurricanes. We could have a semi truck loaded of a bunch of nasty stuff wrecked downtown. We got to evacuate the town. Or don't go downtown. I mean, it can be used for multiple things. We have an early warning system if something's wrong, a disaster system that the town has set up. It would text everybody. And, and we need a little more get our numbers, straightened away. I know Fastlane at one time, I called them to check when I seen we had low water, see if it was there for just my house. And they said, no, they had it. But in their moving stuff, they'd lost the phone number and didn't realize to reach me. But after the last time Fastlane was the first one to notice it. So it works good. Their employees, they're 24/7 to give us a call. But somewhere that in their new building, somehow that didn't get transferred. And I didn't go think to check if it had. But I did call them, but they didn't know to call me. So anyway. But you guys worked really hard, Mike. I really appreciate you. Your insight looking at those lines and being obvious what that is. But yeah, and everybody did a good job out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any questions?
Working shorthanded. Yep.
I have a question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
I've been noticed there's a couple streetlights out. Who's responsible for the streetlights replacing the burnt out bulbs?
The what?
Streetlights,
City lights?
city lights on side streets.
Do you want me to answer that, Mike?
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
If they'll turn them into town hall, we'll call Rocky Mountain
Okay,
and then we'll have them do it.
that's all I
Yeah,
need to know.
yeah, just turn them into town hall so we can call Rocky Mountain. I don't know, I think all of our street lights we're under contract, I think they're responsible. I believe that's true.
I guess that's my question. I didn't know who
Yes,
this town does that or Rocky Mountain, so I asked.
yeah, yes.
That's my answer. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, you have anything, Councilman Zent, want to talk a little bit about?
Yeah, I got information for Tammy. Last year, 2 years ago, they passed this bill that said all municipal employees or elected officials have to take this test for 8 hours of class time, whatever. That has been changed. It is now recommended that you do not have to take it.
She's already got it and passed it.
Mike has it.
I did too. I passed it.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
When I checked today, they passed, I don't know, hemp Delta 8 laws. We went through the second or third reading and now needs to go to conference, if I'm correct. What else? Oh, I was gonna ask, when all the booths there, they had people for insurance. How often does the town look at their employee insurance to see if Blue Cross is the cheapest, or do you ever do a comparison for other companies? There's a co-op there from in-state stuff. Just wondering just to look at different cost effectiveness. How often do you do that?
I can give a little bit of an answer to that over the years. So because of our grandfather status with WAM and the JPIC, which is through Blue Cross Blue Shield, any changes that are made at all would void that grandfather status. So to give a little bit of context, what that means, for the plan we have for employees is $500 deductible, $1,500 out of pocket maximum per year, as well as dental and vision as well, all in that. It costs the town for one employee about $960, and it goes up from there with dependents and whatnot. That the employee, has the share of that. So for a full family plan, it's about $2,300. That's wife, kids, all dependents. Now, the city of Lander had that same grandfather status, and they forgoed it in search of cheaper rates. What they have now is a $2,500 deductible, $5,000 out of pocket maximum per year, and they pay $2,800 for the same plan.
Okay.
So,
I'm just asking.
yeah, no, it's a good question.
Yeah.
And actually, the mayor actually had me do that back when I was the clerk, trying to look for one. And then when we were warned about that, because we were looking at maybe changing the deductible to make it a little bit more affordable. We found out that the grandfather status is actually more affordable than the other
Yeah.
plans that are twice as bad, or it's
Yeah.
really a
Nice
messed up
to hear that.
situation.
I'm just,
Yeah.
no.
And
No,
we
no,
even
it-
looked again last year. And yeah, they just, and I talked to him there too. And I said, I gave him Kim's number and she's got the information. I said, and I explained to him how we're grandfathered in. And I said, companies have made runs in this and said, we can do. I had a company last year said, we'll do better. I almost guarantee it. No, we can't.
Once they actually look at it, they're like, yeah, we can't.
Yeah, but they look at, yeah.
That's good to know.
But yeah, it's good. It doesn't hurt to look. I was with the same insurance company for years and years and years and years. And they raised my insurance when I was living between Shoshoni and Riverton on my home. And so I thought that's BS because the 6 miles just the hair over 6 miles. What they did, they did from they used I said within 6 miles of Riverton, that was the get up over 6 miles and get a rural rate that's more than 6 miles. But they moved it from the fire station. That was more than 6 miles from the fire station. And my rate about doubled. So I got shopping around and ended up changing my car insurance, everything. And I'd been with them for about 15 years and I didn't even look. But I got looking around and I saved a lot of money on cars and house, everything. So I looked, yeah.
Other items they talked about, there's a good conference on stress, one of the breakout sessions, looking at it, causes and how to reduce. How do as what you're stressing your employees, yourself. One of the things the lady brought up was, since COVID back 4 years ago, roughly, the amount of alcohol increase has been how much in sales? The last roughly 4 years. This is nationwide, not just Fremont County or the state. 400%.
Can you believe that?
So stress is out there, and then it's not showing up in
Even with Budweiser's problem.
Well, that's why we lock up all the alcohol.
yeah. She said it's showing up more. Is going both through their packaged liquors dealers, not in lounges and bars or saloons. It's being taken home. So it's a lot more stress at home. That's one way it's exhibited. So it was a good conference. That's all I have.
Mike?
I don't have anything.
Anything from legal counsel or the town clerk? So that's a private house? Chief, anything you want to add? No.
Not that I can think of right now.
Councilwoman Harkey, do you have anything? Councilman Steller, what?
No.
Okay, touch on a couple shooting complex. We did get our pre-proposal application into the state. They've acknowledged it. Spent a lot of work putting it together. I hopefully with it, state kind of reverse engineered. They were asking our ideas, so we gave them some ideas. They said they want world class, so we gave them an idea of world class. Going to take a lot of acreage. We'll see if the state reacts to that. If they react to the acreage, it probably will discourage a lot of people, a lot of other people, entities from applying. If they, I don't know. We'll see how they think of it, and what goes on. In about approximately a month, near April 1st, they should set out an SOQ, or a request for a proposal. And then we'll have 60 days to finish that and see if we get shortlisted. So by sometime in July, we should have an idea, at least if we're on the short list, and by I don't know, mid to end of August, or we might have a really good idea if we're gonna get it later, probably mid-September, we'll know the location. Only thing we know for sure it's gonna be in Wyoming. And we hope it's gonna be in Fremont County. Other than that, I'll let you know if anything happens. We already talked about the water break. FCAD was a real good meeting. I thought it was real educational, went pretty fast. Whenever the legislature's going down there, they try to get a bunch of us down there. Direct distribution, did you catch anything going on that today, Bob?
Passed the Senate the third time, and now they're going to joint conference.
Is it still at 146? I didn't have a
Yes,
chance. I was
that's
so
what I thought.
busy, I didn't.
That's, yeah.
Okay, so 146, 250, basically same as it was last year, so that's good. They'd earlier tried to cut it down to 105, what it was years ago, a few years ago. But we argued very well, there at the joint revenue meeting, there was 30 of us or so, like that big turnout there they had their own room built and back into their overflow room of FCAG representatives. But
It's kind of hard to cut that when you have a $2 billion surplus.
well, that was
Just saying.
yeah. That was brought up to him multiple times. It's but it's that remind him that 70% of the people live in municipalities in the state of Wyoming, and the county commissioners were there, representative was also there. The other 30% live in the county, so they had 100% of the population there saying, "Hey, what are you doing? We need our money." So that was real good. I'd also like to talk about I'm running for county commissioner. I just that's my intention, and else they end up, and I've talked with staff some because it's very important to continue what we got going on in Shoshoni, and we got such a real good team, and we've done all of us, we've done a lot. This council and the employees of Shoshoni, but I'm very disappointed we're District 2, but we're the only county in the state that's has districts. Everybody else is at large bid, but it's a district, and we do that. The Supreme Court came down and ruled against the county that they're gonna have representation from all the population, and they felt that the Native Americans were not represented with the way it was in the past. So there is a district that is predominantly Native American, so they have a legitimate chance of having representation on the county commissioners. So we are district. So we are District 2, which includes Lost Cabin Lights clear to the county line, north along Hot Springs County. It goes out into Missouri Valley, goes down into Hidden Valley, and it zooms on down there through Del Felter area, and then north along the Guards West, whatever goes down by the Honor Farm, and north up there, then it goes up the hill by the airport and stays north of the highway all the way up to DuBois. Most of the way, I think it even zigs down under the highway in a couple spots, and it includes DuBois. It's a big area, but I do not feel that Shoshoni's been served well by our representative District 2 commissioner. I have issues with, he was one of the 3 commissioners that voted to tax our clinic. We lost that appeal at the county 3-2. He's one of the 3 that voted for taxing our clinic. Zero help. We've got no help on the ambulance issue. I'm not happy with how solid waste has been going. I mean, for tax-free meals, and we have one of the higher tipping fees at the scale in the state. Mike probably has a lot better idea of this than I do. I don't know why we're paying taxes and paying a tipping fee. I don't have those answers. I don't know. It's there's things going on that I think there's a chance Jennifer is also not rerunning. Larry Allen, our representative, will not be easy for me to beat. So if I lose, I'm still mayor. If I win, I have to step down as mayor. You can't hold two spots. But if I lose, I'm still mayor. People ask me that, and I'm not definitely an underdog, but there's a few other people talking about it, and I just don't know. I feel I have maybe a better chance than who was talking about it. So I'm going to do that. I think Shoshoni's in awful good hands without me. Some people say, "Oh, that would be good," and but in any event, we got really good employees and a good team, and I think they can work well. But I think I can do a lot for Shoshoni at the county level also. So I just wanted to put out there. I'm gonna be having knee surgery the 6th, and I won't even be allowed to come to a town hall. And they said, yeah, I want to go to work, mayor. I said, heck, I don't do nothing. I'll sit at a computer and hell, I don't do nothing. Everybody does work. I don't. They won't even let me do that. They're worried about potential infection. The last time I had a knee replacement, having a knee replacement was already replaced because I had a guy run into me in some office and broke my knee socket out of my cement. So it's a total replacement again. So a minimum of 3 weeks, the only reason they'll allow me to leave the house is to go to therapy, rehab therapy. Other than that, I can't go to any meetings for at least 3 weeks, maybe longer. But in the infection, that's a serious thing. And I did get infection when I had my heart operation, when they harvested my veins from my leg. I did. So, and that can be a serious thing. So I'm going to follow the doctor's order. Any meetings will be Zoom after this one for the next few meetings. But I just wanted to, I think I better bring that out. And anybody has any questions, I'll readily talk to them about them. Just wanted to bring that up. Anybody have anything else for the betterment of our city, town? I'd entertain, if none being, anything else from the audience? I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Been moved by Councilman Hart, either we adjourn, second.
Second.
The delayed second from Councilman Stadler.
Somebody else said.
Any further discussion? None being, all in favor say aye. Aye, both same. Motion passed all in the affirmative. I got 803. Yep. I was looking at Mickey's hands where they were